Welcome back, everyone. I am so excited for today's topic.
Me too. It's a good one.
It is, and we are here, of course, from Back to Your Roots Herbs,
That's right.
and we love talking about all different kinds of herbs and plants and things that
Yeah.
are really beneficial for our well-being, and this one is no exception.
It's a big one.
It is a big one. African dream root, Silene capensis. We are going to be talking all about it today.
It's a fascinating plant.
Yeah, really, really fascinating. And it's one that has been used traditionally for so long.
It really has a rich history, especially in the Xhosa and Zulu traditions in South Africa.
Right, it's so interesting. And you'll also hear it called gunpowder root or Xhosa dream herb, so it's got a lot of different names.
It does have a few aliases.
It does. But it's really all pointing back to this idea of this plant being so sacred and so revered in these cultures.
Absolutely. And the names themselves hint at that sacredness.
Yeah, like Ubulawu and Unzala, Zimalafe. I'm probably not pronouncing that exactly right.
Check it-
But it means white ways or white paths. And it really kind of gives you that imagery of this plant being something that can connect you to something beyond.
It's beautiful imagery.
Hmm.
And it ties into that core belief that dreams can act as a bridge to ancestral wisdom and guidance.
Right. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? Like this plant is seen as a conduit to tap into that ancestral knowledge and receive insights.
Exactly. It's not just about the physical effects. It's about that spiritual connection.
Yeah. And speaking of effects, it's considered one of the most potent dream-enhancing plants out there.
True. It's renowned for its ability to create incredibly vivid and memorable dream experiences.
Right. And it's not just anyone using it either. It plays a really crucial role in the initiation of traditional healers and spiritual guides.
Oh, absolutely. The Amakiha, as they're known, rely on it heavily for their spiritual practices and training.
So we're dealing with a pretty powerful plant here with a deep history. Okay, so let's back up a bit and get into the botanicals of it. What can you tell us about what it looks like and where it grows?
Sure. So Silene capensis is part of the Caryophyllaceae family, which you might know better as the carnation family.
Oh, okay, so it has some pretty relatives.
It does. It's got that delicate beauty to it, and it's native to the eastern Cape of South Africa, so it thrives in those open woodlands, grasslands, even rocky areas. Pretty hardy.
So it's a plant that's really tied to a specific place.
Very much so.
And if we were to picture it in our minds, what would we see?
Well, it's a perennial, so it comes back year after year, although sometimes it might act like a biennial, but it can get up to about 2 feet tall at the base. You'd see these clusters of long, thin, bright green leaves, kind of like blades of grass, all bunched together.
Huh.
Some of them can get pretty long, up to 6 inches even, and there are smaller leaves growing along the stem too.
Gotcha. So what about the flowers? Do they have any special features?
The flowers are really lovely. They're white, star-shaped, and have this amazing fragrance, especially at night. That's when they bloom.
Oh, wow. So they only open at night.
Yeah, it's like they're meant for the dream world.
That's so cool.
And the scent is just beautiful. People describe it as this mix of cloves, banana, and jasmine.
Oh, wow. That's a unique combination.
It really is.
So after they bloom, what happens next?
Well, then it produces these tiny gray seeds that are held in a capsule that kind of looks like a mini urn.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and the seeds themselves, they look a lot like gunpowder, which is where one of its common names comes from.
Gunpowder root. That makes sense.
But the most important part of the part that's really prized is its root. It's thick and white, a tuberous root.
So kind of like a potato?
Yeah, you could think of it that way. It's like this underground storehouse of energy.
And that root is where all the magic happens, right?
That's right. That's where the potency lies.
So it sounds like it can handle some pretty diverse growing conditions, too.
Oh, it's pretty adaptable. It can tolerate temperatures from below freezing all the way up to like 40 degrees Celsius.
Wow, that's quite a range.
It loves full sun and well-drained soil,
Mm.
but it does need a good amount of moisture.
So it's a bit of a Goldilocks plant. Not too hot, not too cold, not too dry, not too wet.
Exactly. It likes things just right.
Okay, so we've got this fascinating plant with its night-blooming, fragrant flowers and this powerful root. Now, let's dive into why it's so culturally significant. You mentioned the Xhosa and Zulu people earlier.
Right. So both the Xhosa and Zulu cultures have revered this plant for generations. It's woven into their traditions for divination, connecting with ancestors, entering altered states of consciousness.
It's so much more than just a plant. It's like a key to their spiritual world.
Exactly. It's about tapping into that ancestral wisdom, gaining guidance and insights from those who came before.
And it's not just for personal growth either, right? It's about the well-being of the whole community.
Absolutely. The guidance that's sought often relates to issues that affect everyone in the community, overcoming challenges, making decisions for the future. It's about maintaining that harmony between the living and the ancestors.
You mentioned the term ubula'u earlier.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
So Ubalawu is a term used by the spiritual practitioners there to describe the special medicinal roots that have psychoactive properties, particularly those that affect dreams. And Silene capensis is considered a specific type of Ubulawu.
Okay, so it's like a category of powerful dream herbs.
Exactly. And the preparation is really interesting. They take these herbs, including the powdered root of Silene capensis, mix it with water, and then whisk it vigorously to create this white foam.
And that foam is what's important?
Yes, traditionally they only ingest the white foam. They scoop it off the top and discard the liquid.
Oh, wow. That's fascinating. Why only the foam?
It's believed that the foam is what carries the dream-enhancing properties. It's like the vehicle that transports you to the realm of dreams and makes those dreams more receptive to messages from the ancestors.
That's such a beautiful way to think about it. And does the name Ubula'u itself have any special meaning?
It does. It comes from the Exosa verb ukulawula, which in this context refers to the act of recounting your dreams, sharing those dreams where you've received instructions or insights from your ancestors.
So it's like the whole process of connecting with the ancestors through dreams.
Exactly. And the white color of the foam is also really symbolic. It represents purity and cleanliness, which are seen as essential for clear communication with the spirits.
So it's not just a physical preparation, it's a spiritual one too.
Very much so. And even the way they traditionally whisk the mixture is significant. They often use a forked stick carved from a wild olive branch, and they whisk it in a special container like a billy can filled with cold water. And they pay close attention to how the foam forms and behaves.
Wow. So there's a lot of intention and observation involved.
Definitely, it's not just a casual mixing, it's a ritual.
Now, besides this foam preparation, are there any other ways that African dream root is traditionally used?
Yes, there are a couple of other methods. One is simply chewing a small piece of the root until it softens and then swallowing it.
Okay.
And another is ingesting the powdered root, usually around 1 to 2 grams in the morning on an empty stomach, and then resting quietly in darkness.
So, like, there are different ways to connect with the spirit of the plant.
Exactly. And each method might have its own nuances and intentions.
So, let's talk about rituals and ceremonies. You mentioned that it's especially important for those who are training to become spiritual healers.
Yes, it plays a central role in Exosa rituals,
Mhm.
and especially in the initiation process for the Amaquira, the spiritual healers and diviners.
Right.
They use Silene capensis to induce these incredibly vivid and often prophetic lucid dreams, which are essential for their spiritual journeys and for gaining insights through divination.
So, it's like a tool for accessing a different level of awareness.
Exactly. It allows them to step outside of ordinary reality and connect with the spiritual realm.
And these practices are often accompanied by very specific rituals, right?
Yes, they create this sacred and receptive environment to support the dream work and the spiritual exploration. They might use special objects, chants, prayers, anything that helps to deepen the connection and create a sense of reverence.
It sounds like a very intentional and powerful process.
It is, and the belief is that through these enhanced dream states, they can uncover hidden truths, resolve deep conflicts, and facilitate healing on all levels, physical, emotional, and spiritual.
You mentioned earlier a myth about a white path. What is that all about?
So the Exosa people have this beautiful myth about the white path, or Undalilis and Lofe, which represents the journey to becoming a diviner.
Okay.
And this journey involves drinking the ubalawo, the frothy concoction we talked about. And it's said to transport the initiate to a dreamlike realm that exists under the river.
Wow, that's like a potent image. It's like a symbolic descent into the underworld.
It is, and it speaks to the transformative nature of this initiation process.
And these rituals often involve prayers and chants led by the shaman, right?
Yes, the shaman will guide the initiate using prayers and chants to invoke the spirit of the plant, to connect with the ancestors, and to ensure a safe and meaningful journey.
So it's a very communal and supported experience.
Exactly. It's not something you do alone. It's done within a circle of wisdom and tradition.
And how long do these initiation ceremonies typically last?
They can vary, but some can last up to 3 days.
Wow, that's intense.
It's a period of deep immersion and transformation. They restrict food intake, but there's a lot of singing and dancing, all aimed at enhancing the connection with the ancestors through dreams.
It sounds like a truly profound experience. Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about the science behind all of this. What do we know about why African dream root has these effects on our dreams? What are the key compounds at play?
So from a scientific perspective, the dream-enhancing properties are likely due to the presence of saponins, specifically triterpene saponins.
The ponins.
Yes, they're natural compounds found in a lot of plants, and they're known to interact with cell membranes in the case of Silene capensis. It's thought that these saponins influence brain activity during sleep in ways that lead to more vivid and memorable dreams.
Interesting. So it's like they're tweaking the chemistry of our dreams.
In a way, yes. And there's also this hypothesized compound called onirigen, which researchers believe might play a role in enhancing dream recall and vividness.
Onirigen. That's a cool name.
It's like the dream molecule. It's still being studied, but it's thought to be a key player in the dream-enhancing effects.
So these natural chemicals are interacting with our biology to create these unique experiences.
Exactly. And on top of those, the roots also contain other compounds like alkaloids and diterpenoids, which may also contribute to the overall psychoactive effects.
And research on other plants in the Silene genus has shown that they contain a whole range of other beneficial compounds too, right?
That's right. Things like phytoexysteroids, triterpene glycosides, antioxidants, fatty acids, amino acids, vitamins, minerals. It's a really complex mix.
So it's not just about one single compound, it's about the synergy of all these different elements working together.
Exactly. It's the whole plant that creates the magic.
Now, for our listener who's really intrigued by the idea of unlocking those aha moments and deeper insights in their own dream life, what kind of experiences do people typically report after using African Dream Root?
Well, many people report having dreams that are much more vivid, more detailed, and much easier to remember. And for some, this can lead to lucid dreaming, where they become aware that they're dreaming and can even start to control the dream.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is. It's like stepping into the driver's seat of your own subconscious.
So it's not just about having more interesting dreams, it's about having more conscious and empowered dreams.
Exactly. It's about actively participating in your dream world.
And how long does it typically take to start noticing these effects?
It varies. For some people, it can happen right away, but for others, it might take a few days of consistent use to really kick in.
So patience and consistency are key.
Absolutely. It's about building that relationship with the plant and allowing it to work its magic.
And what about the content of the dreams themselves? What are they typically like?
People often describe them as being very intense, very vibrant, sometimes even bizarre or surreal.
Okay.
And interestingly, a lot of people also report waking up feeling incredibly refreshed and clear-headed after using African Dream Root.
Oh, wow. So it's not like those groggy mornings you sometimes get after a night of strange dreams.
No, it's more like you've had a deep cleansing sleep and you're ready to face the day.
That's fantastic. And of course, we can't forget about the traditional belief in connecting with ancestors through dreams.
Right, for many people, that's a core part of the experience. They might feel like they're receiving guidance, comfort, or important messages from their ancestors within their dreams.
So it's a very spiritual and meaningful experience.
It can be for those who are open to it.
Okay, so for someone who wants to try African Dream Root in a traditional way, can you walk us through the preparation and dosage?
Sure, so the most common traditional method is creating that white froth by vigorously whisking the pulverized root with water. And a typical starting point for the powdered root is around 250 to 300 milligrams taken before sleep.
Okay.
And you can also just chew a small piece of the root until it softens and swallow it. That's another traditional approach.
So there are options.
Yes, and for morning use, some traditions suggest taking about half a teaspoon of the powder mixed into half a cup of water on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
And for evening or ceremonial use, they might use a larger amount, like a heaped tablespoon of the powder in about half a liter of water, whisking it until it's nice and foamy, or about 2 grams of the powder in half a liter of water, specifically for foam preparation.
Okay, and is there a method that's considered the most traditional?
The foam method is generally seen as the most traditional and widely practiced way to engage with Silene capensis.
So it's about honoring those time-honored methods.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been an incredible journey into the world of African Dream Root. It's such a fascinating plant with so much to offer.
It really is. It's a plant that invites us to explore the depths of our own consciousness and to connect with the wisdom of our ancestors.
And it reminds us that there's so much more to the world than what we can see and touch.
Absolutely. It's about opening ourselves up to the unseen realms and embracing the mysteries of life.
Beautifully said, Will. If you're feeling called to explore the wonders of African Dream Root and want to learn more, you can find information on our website at www.backtoyourrootsherbs.com. The link is in the description below. And remember, always approach this plant with respect and responsibility. It's a sacred herb with a rich tradition, so honor that tradition and use it wisely.
Good advice.
Thanks for joining us on this exploration of African dreamroot. We'll see you next time.